Welcome to our show, Feel Good Food.
Where we make snacks, treats, and meals
That taste good, but also make you feel good.
I'm Max.
I'm Lydia.
And today we are making a chicory and preserved lemon vinaigrette salad.
My philosophy around salads has evolved over the years. I used to think that a salad needed 7 to 10 different vegetables in order to be good. All of those flavors kind of get lost when you try to jam-pack it all. I do think that most salads are best when you keep the number of ingredients quite small and it's simple, but you pay a lot of attention to the details you are using, which is what we do in this salad.
Yeah, and I think chicories are perfect for that. You know, they're nice and bitter, but then you have other things like preserved lemon, which is a really umami flavored ingredient, which also brings out a lot of flavor with cheese and anchovies, and I think that's all gonna really mesh together really well with this.
So let's get started.
Okay, so first thing is we're gonna toast the nuts, and it's really important to toast your nuts in the oven, especially with something like a walnut that has more rough edges and is not as easily gonna touch the pan with full surface area. We're gonna roast them at 325 for about 7 to 10 minutes. So it's gonna bring out all those oils and really help bring out that flavor.
And this is what I'm talking about with attention to detail with the specific ingredients we're using. The difference between a raw walnut and a toasted walnut is night and day. All right, let's get started slicing the garlic, Max. I'll let you do the honors because this does require a fine slice. I don't know, most people either grate it or mince their garlic, especially when it's going into a dressing, but slicing it thinly really allows you to have that kind of like bite.
You really get that garlic in nice chunks rather than kind of perfectly emulsified into the whole vinaigrette. And then once you get down maybe about halfway through the garlic, you can keep rotating it onto that flat side, and that'll help, you know, just make sure the garlic isn't wobbling all over the place. So the nuts are ready. The timer's going off.
You can see they have some nice color.
One of the best things about a toasted nut and the way you can tell that they're ready, not just by the color, but is by the aroma. So if you like waft or you can smell them, it's gonna be really toasty and almost a little sweet.
And we're gonna let these cool. You don't really want warm nuts in an otherwise cold salad.
Yeah, it'll just wilt the lettuce.
Okay, so now we're gonna start building this vinaigrette actually in the salad bowl. Max, if you wanna grab the bowl, just scoop all that garlic up in one foul swoop.
Perfect.
And now we're gonna add the lemon. You use 1/2 of a lemon. This is kind of a little lemon, so maybe we'll use more like 3/4. Now it's time for the preserved lemon.
It's really salty, and that's because it's basically brined, you know, it's fermented. So you're gonna get a totally different scent and a totally different taste, but it has a really intense aroma.
We're gonna use about 1/4 to 1/3, and we're gonna mince it up super finely. You want this to be really a fine paste by the end when you're done cutting.
You really wanna make sure that the preserved lemon is really spread out through the whole dressing.
So that's in there. And now for what I really believe is the star of the show, anchovies. That's a divisive statement. And we're preparing it in a similar way as we did the preserved lemon, just mincing it up into almost a paste.
Yeah.
Can you use anchovy paste? Like just go, because you can buy anchovy paste at the store.
You could use anchovy paste for sure. I mean, it'd save you some time, but I always think that fresh anchovies are better. And the benefit I feel like of the canned or glass jarred anchovies is that you get that oil, which we'll use some of later also in the dressing.
Yeah, since the dressing calls for olive oil, pour that excess right into the bowl.
Now that I chopped through these, I'm just gonna mince through them one more time. And you can also use the edge of your blade to kind of smash or mush this really into a paste. And that'll just give you maybe a bit of a more consistent flavor in this salad. And if you need to, you can just drizzle some oil on top, and that'll help kind of mesh it all together.
I don't know if I'm hungry, but to me that looks so good. Just like, I would like eat that off the cutting board.
I mean, you could even do this and put it on some bread with some cheese or something.
But not today. Today it's going in with the radicchios.
So now that's a nice consistency, we're just gonna add all of this now to the salad.
Okay, now let's add a little seasoning, some fresh pepper, some salt. You don't need to go too heavy with the salt because remember both the preserved lemon and the anchovies are quite salty on their own. So what do you think? Just like a little pinch?
I think we should do a little pinch of salt and maybe even add some of the preserved lemon juices. Yeah.
This part is fun to do with another person because now we're gonna add the olive oil and emulsify all these ingredients together. And in order to emulsify anything, you do need to be actively stirring while pouring it, drizzling it in. So this is where it becomes a little bit of a teamwork moment, which is kind of cute. And you can tell when something starts to emulsify when it looks consistent throughout. when the oil doesn't look separated from the rest of the ingredients. In this case, it would be the lemon. And right now, you can see that it still does, the oil looks distinct from the other parts of this, but as we keep mixing, it will all become one.
So yeah, now we've ended up with a nice little dressing that coats the back of the spoon. And it's nicely emulsified and all those ingredients have kind of absorbed all of the flavors now. Okay, so let's taste it.
Pretty good.
Wow, that is good. It is salty.
But I think it will work really well once we add the radicchio, that salt will be dispersed, but that's perfect. I don't think we need to add. Now let's get the chicories ready. And Piave cheese, which are the final components of this gorgeous salad. With chicories, when you buy them at the grocery store, they're obviously going to look like this. And you just want to make sure you take off that outer layer that will presumably be a little dirty, maybe some hands have touched it, and then you pretty much have a clean veg.
I mean, with most lettuces, you wash them because they grow from the earth and they're really close to the earth and they don't have this protective shell. But these, I believe, grow from the inside out, so there's not going to be any sand or grit on the inside of these, which is super nice.
And then we're gonna do the same thing with this beautiful one. What are the chicories you love so much?
Castelfranco.
Oh yeah.
And it's similar to this variety. It looks quite similar with the colors, but it's more lighter. It's more of a lettuce in a way than these are, more of a delicate lettuce. There's a stand at the Union Square Farmers Market called Campo Rosso. They sell, around this time of year, they sell really nice, beautiful chicories, and you gotta get there early because they do sell out.
Okay, so first we're gonna quarter these.
With these long chicories, the core is definitely more pronounced and it's gonna come all the way up basically to here. So when you can do it, you can just slide your knife down and cut that out. And then all of these leaves are great, you can eat them. And I think for our salad purposes, we are going to cut these down since they're so long. These, it's actually a little easier since it's such a small core, you can really just come down and slice it out, and there's a little bit left back there, so be more of a drastic cut.
Yeah, you basically want to just keep removing until you don't see this solid white part anymore.
Yeah, it'll be tough and bitter. So with these, I think we're gonna cut them just one more time. So we'll actually eighth these heads, and then we'll cut them once down the middle, kind of like hamburger versus hot dog style. And so you'll end up with this beautiful stack here. It might not look like a lot of lettuce when you're cutting it all up, but once you get it into a bowl and start taking it apart, all of these leaves are gonna start coming apart.
Let's get these chicories dressed. You can kind of, use your fingers to break apart. It will happen naturally also when you mix the salad.
Now that these walnuts are nice and toasted, as you can see, they're nice and golden and brown. And you're just going to take your hand in the tray and start to kind of crush them in your hand, and you'll notice that the skins are gonna remove also, which is one of the benefits of toasting.
Important, they have cooled. So they're not gonna warm the lettuce or wilt anything that's going on in this salad.
This looks beautiful.
It does look beautiful. It is time to toss. I like the combination of the speckled chicory and the kind of more traditional radicchio. It's looking really delicious. The aromas are wafting up. If only you guys could smell this with us. Let's bring the plates over because we're ready to eat.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's looking really nice. Okay, remember at the beginning when I said that a good salad, a sophisticated salad, is not necessarily about a bunch of ingredients, but about attention to detail of only a few ingredients. I think a shaved cheese like Piave on your salad it changes everything.
Changes everything. If you incorporate that cheese into the salad and then mix, it kind of gets lost sometimes and maybe it clumps together. But if you shave on top, it's like you're guaranteeing that's getting like a nice blanket of cheese over the salad.
That looks really good.
And I think we should honestly finish it with a little black pepper.
Oh yeah.
Because that never hurts.
And we are ready to eat this beautiful chicory salad with a preserved lemon vinaigrette, toasted walnuts, and a generous portion of grated Piave cheese and black pepper. This looks so good.
Cheers.
Cheers.
The ratio of dressing to lettuce is perfect.
Yeah, they are perfectly coated with that vinaigrette. That is just so interesting. Like the preserved lemon really is that umami thing.
And the black pepper works really well.
Thanks for joining us on this episode of Feel Good Food. I had so much fun cooking with you and with you. You can find this recipe on Food52.
And we'll see you soon.
Bye.